Hey everyone! Ordinarily when I do my film reviews, I like to talk from a box up in the corner while the trailer plays down below. That way you have something interesting to look at while I talk. But unfortunately the studios really don't like it when I use their trailers in my videos. Like, they really don't like it. So we're gonna try something new today. I'm going to play clips of rivers and fountains and other waterways that I've taken over the past year around the country. And I think it'll make an interesting contrast with The Fate and the Furious, which is what we're talking about today, because that is a high-octane, thrill-ride roller coaster of an explosion-packed movie, edge of your seat, and that's going to be played alongside of clips that have absolutely nothing to do with the film. Very peaceful, very serene, very meditative. I think it's going to make for a really interesting experiment. What do you think? Sounds good to me. Alright, let's do it. Okay, first off, let's go ahead and answer the question on everyone's mind. Does this movie suffer for not having Paul Walker in it? The answer is no, it really doesn't. They successfully pulled this thing off without having one of the starring characters who had been there from the very beginning. Well done, movie, and rest in peace, Paul Walker. We're gonna miss you. Okay, now let's go ahead and first do a quick recap of the entire series. Now, personally, I have enjoyed these films a great deal, and I've liked them all to varying degrees since they started way back in 2001. But if you're like my girlfriend, then you've only seen the first one, or the second one, maybe some of the others. You can't really remember. So either way, I'll go ahead and give you a quick refresher to get you up to speed. The first movie was Point Break with cars. Okay, sounds good to me. The second movie was more of the same. Lots more. Same crew, same fast car action, still great. Lots of talk about the importance of family. That'll be a recurring theme throughout the series. The third one was completely different. Different cast, different country, even different cars and different style of racing. Still pretty good though. The fourth one, actually, people didn't like the previous one so much, so with this fourth one, they brought back everyone and everything you know and love. And they ramped up the stakes. And you know what? It was freaking awesome! This is the movie that made the series into what it is today as far as being an international blockbuster, money-making machine. The reason why it did so well is because, well, it's the best movie in the franchise so far. The fifth one. Wait, actually now this is the best movie in the franchise so far. The crew is racing all over Rio de Janeiro, dragging along a giant-sized bank vault, crashing all over the city. What a heist! So much destruction! Also, now there's Dwayne Johnson. The freaking Rock is here! Yes! Number 6. Well, this one gets a bit more in-depth of a plot summary. 6 is the one where Letty, Michell Rodriguez's character, has amnesia for some reason and doesn't remember that she loves Dom or anything about her previous life at all. So she's with the bad guys. But later Dom jumps from his car across one bridge to catch Letty as she's about to fall off the other bridge because she got flung into the air too, and then he catches her over the 1,000-foot drop and they land together by smashing into a windshield of another car while a tank is chasing everyone down the freeway. And yes, it does sound like a 6-year-old wrote this, but who cares? Because it's also freaking awesome! Number 7 had some great action, including driving a car from the top of one skyscraper through the air into another skyscraper, and then driving the car out of that building through the air into another skyscraper, with Dom and Brian jumping out seconds before the car crashes out of the building and smashes into the ground, all with 0 casualties. Because they are good at everything! And that brings us to the current and 8th installment. Hey, guess what? This one is great too! Man, I love these silly, action-packed, over-the-top nonsense films. I'm just gonna say right off the bat here, definitely go and see this one in theaters. The theater I saw the movie at had a relatively small screen, and the sound was not the best quality either. But even still, me and the audience had an awesome time. So, with good surround sound and a giant proper sized screen, the experience could be even better for you. Okay, right from the beginning, we're in Cuba. The first time in 50 years that a movie has been allowed to film in Cuba, and the country looks like a vacation paradise, which I'm sure is exactly what they were going for, now that the borders are open. Can you imagine someday in the far-off future when people are watching this movie review and they think to themselves, wow, why was Cuba ever a place that people couldn't visit? By that time, the place will probably be covered in Starbucks and Domino's pizzas, and it will be like much of the rest of the world. Okay, back to the review. I'm going to avoid the major spoilers because there are some twists and turns that you're going to want to discover for yourself. But I am going to talk briefly about one element from the beginning of the story now. Okay, so in Cuba, Don wins a car race against all odds because of course he wins a car race against all odds. But more importantly, he wins the respect of his opponent. Boom! You've seen that already a ton of times, but who cares? Right away, I'm having fun. These movies are definitely self-aware of what they've become over the years. They know the general formula and the major beats that they still have to hit, but that's totally fine. It's a very enjoyable ride nonetheless. The script is tighter than the last two movies as well. The jokes are funnier and they're better timed, and also the fight scenes are way more visceral. When someone's neck gets broke, there was definitely some audible ohs from the audience. When cars crash, you feel it. When they literally rain from the sky, it's a spectacular sight, and you feel the weight of those things crashing and smashing all about. This movie has also some serious stakes, and they aren't afraid to let Charlize Theron's character, as the villain, pose a real threat. Jason Statham is back, so he and The Rock get to feud off of each other together, and it's great and clever and a lot of fun. The action scenes are choreographed excellently, and really the whole movie is just a blast. My one point to mention though, it's not even a criticism really. Just, if I were you, I wouldn't put the plot under a microscope. You will find some holes, I'm sure. I found several that I won't even get to right now because it's not that important. Cohesive plots are not what this movie needs to be about. All we need is a vague story and a conflict to carry us from one major set piece location to the next as we hop around the world, with a little bit of talk about the importance of family thrown in here and there to remind us what it's all about. There are some tender moments in this movie though too, so don't worry, there is some emotional investment with the characters here. And then we get right back to the explosions. And that's all I should say, because I really don't want to spoil a thing for you. See this one in theaters, give Universal all the money so they don't ever stop making these movies. Ever. So that was my review. I rank The Fate and the Furious as the third best movie in the franchise. Number 5 and 4 still being my very favorites, then 6, then 7, then 2, then 1, then 3. That's my official order. Let me hear your thoughts about this new movie right down there in the comments. How would you guys rank this entire series? I want to know. Also, if you want to share this video with someone that you think might be interested in seeing it, well, that would just be freaking awesome! So thanks for watching. See you next time on Let's Movie Review!